Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Laney, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson.
What's poppin'?
And today we got a good friend of ours, Ryan Fay. He was not able to be here today. He is out, South Carolina. I don't know. He's down south, everyone. But we have a great friend of ours filling in for him, Pello Fahey.
Wow. Love to see it.
Thanks for coming on the show, bud. Really appreciate it. Always crush it. Don't even need a laptop.
No,
it's all locked and loaded. He's got the cutoff. He's ready to go.
He looks good.
He's looking pretty swole, if you ask me.
God damn.
But before we start, just a reminder, please follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like, share all of our videos. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, so please go follow if you enjoy our content. Holy cow. Please share, like, all that. So let's just get right into it. First topic of the day, Browns-Ravens takeaways. That game, unbelievable.
What a game.
On both sides of the ball. It was easily game of the year. That's my number one takeaway, game of the year.
Stephen A. was saying this morning that might have been the best Monday night game he's ever seen.
It was unbelievable. You go first. You take off. What's your biggest takeaway from this game?
Baker's ready. Baker's done. They've clicked. Like, that whole team is officially on board. They're locked and loaded. They look good. They did exactly what we said they needed to do, especially Baker, too. Not only us, but, like, everybody was basically like, okay, you showed us what you could do last week. You're starting to click. You're starting to see the momentum. You're starting to look like the number one overall draft pick. What are you going to do against the Ravens defense? Like, this is a conference rival, a division rival. This is like must-win game. They didn't win, however. I mean, that was, that could have been anybody's ball game. That felt like playoff football. Like, that was awesome to watch. But my big takeaway is the Browns are the real deal. The Ravens look like they finally figured it out, or like put it together. They're not making Lamar, look like fucking Dan Marino. They're actually letting him run the ball. They're letting him, do his thing. How many passes? Like 7 completed attempts?
I know he had less than 20 attempts. I know that. That is my big takeaway from this game. Aside from Baker actually showing up and doing his thing. Baker made one mistake throwing that pick, but besides that, you couldn't ask for a better game. But to go on, the Ravens, my big takeaway is they refound their identity. Like you said, they stopped trying to make Lamar Jackson be this thrower, where it's like, I think over time he's going to need to do that, but I think they rush it way too much. And last night they just let him be Lamar Jackson and do his thing. But what a moment where he has these cramps, supposedly.
Bro.
Supposed cramps.
You know what Lamar did. Lamar unloaded like 2 or 3 pounds in the locker. You saw the way you don't run that fast. Did you see the way like when they showed him running back to the tunnel, the guy's like coming out the door before that door even like opened. Lamar's like on the other side, like, come on, let's go. We gotta like waving him through. Yeah, no, he didn't have cramps. I mean, he might have, but he pulled a Paul Pierce. He pulled the Paul Pierce.
I think he did. But to go back, I think they refound their identity. But like, what a moment where it's like, okay, they're back up from Penn State. There's Sorley there, his name, but it's like, oh my,
that's tragic.
But like it's now 4th and 5. His knee's blown out. Now we got to throw an RG3. Like, this is the game, and then out of nowhere, Lamar Jackson just comes running back
jobbing
out,
back on the field.
Makes that unbelievable pass to Hollywood Brown there, touchdown. Unbelievable. They the Ravens found themselves again last night.
Now, a couple key takeaways, other than like it being a phenomenal game. Marquis Brown did not look good outside of that one catch. There was one catch where he got the touchdown. Everybody saw it, but that wasn't Marquis Brown. That was Lamar scrambling out, and every single Browns defender taking the bait. And he's like, okay, easy pass. Marquis Brown did not look good. And I don't think enough people are going to say enough about it, because if he doesn't make that catch, he had 3 drops on the night and 1 catch for 6 yards. So like that's a different story. I think the Ravens really do need a receiver. However, great win, great play. And my big thing, at least on the back to the Brown side of the ball, is they do not get tired running. And I was saying that last night. It's like Nick Chubb goes in. They have fresh legs the whole game because Nick Chubb goes in, runs 2 plays, comes out. Now you have Kareem Hunt. You didn't even lose a step. You lost nothing. And now you got fresh legs. You can just keep running. They are a phenomenal football team. They are built to like punch you in the mouth for the entire game. And I honestly don't think the Browns are getting enough credit for what they did today, or yesterday rather.
The thing that's really crazy is, whereas high scoring of a game this was, that ended up being 47, 42.
47, 42.
This was definitely more of a run game on both sides of the ball. That's what I found awesome about it. Is in a passing league, this was a running game.
Swing and a miss on sitting all the Ravens running back.
Huge swing and a miss. I mean, and shout out to Pat Ricard, because he is easily the best fullback in the game. He's a 300-pound man who just moves bodies, and he has a huge part to do with that, because the running backs all had great games.
Everybody.
Lamar Jackson had a great running game. They refound their identity. It's huge. The running backs, Ricard, Lamar, all of them play a huge part of that.
That's the first game I saw of the Ravens where they looked like last year's Ravens. Like, they really looked like, how the hell do you keep up with it? Like, that was other than that one interception by Baker, that was mistake-free football. The whole game. That was just ground and pound, who wants it more.
I loved it. I absolutely loved that game.
And I love the way Baker responded to that interception, now that I bring that up. He threw that, and I'm like, okay, well, here goes Baker. You know, I was this close to like losing my shit, because I'm like, okay, well, Baker's going to make us all look like morons. And then he didn't. So I love that game. That was one of the best games I've literally ever seen, probably in my life. Like, that was an awesome game.
I don't even know if the Super Bowl is going to live up to that. I really don't think it will. I hope it does.
Depends
who's the Super Bowl. Then again, we'll see once that time comes. But yeah, great game by both teams. Baker proved that he's the guy. The Ravens refound their identity.
If the Browns can continue this play into the playoffs, good luck, everybody. Like, I know the Ravens won, but that game could have gone any way.
If Baker makes one less mistake, they win.
AFC looks a lot harder to deal with now, because both those teams just figured out both of their problems.
Playoffs is going to be so exciting.
I'm ready.